Hello my friends, happy summer solstice, and a reminder we've got friends to help you out in a jam at soulmart.me. Like our newest practitioner, Bernadette Morgan, all the way in England, helping you with a 30-minute power shot. Jam through your troubles with Bernadette, or maybe just a quick 15-minute read with Master One Feather, our expert psychic. Or perhaps you're looking for your destiny? How about DJ David Palmer? He'll give you an astrological destiny reading, all at soulmart.me. Soul Garden. Hello, Your Royal Majesty, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host of the universe, Christopher Witecki. And by the by, have you come by to soulgarden.me? We've got a lovely garden full of tons of love, a lot of Leos. It might be because I have a Leo rising, but I just want to point out there's no place like Soul Garden. We have soul support, light workers, people looking for light workers, looking for support. Come on down. That's why we built this place for you. Now, it is an intense month, maybe very intense for you. You're facing karma, you're facing emotions, and both of those can be difficult when they come together. When you're a Leo, karma and emotion are one and the same. And so you have a lot of rich, deep emotions that people don't see. You can see it in your Leo's eyes sometimes of what's going on deep inside of them. But the point is that your emotional life and your faith in life are the same. So if you are poor at managing your emotions, you will not feel like you have good faith in yourself. And if you don't have a spiritual life or return to a spiritual inner faith, you will have a hard time keeping your emotions centered. A Leo needs to be both spiritual and process their emotions privately to be centered. That's just the way they are. But the good news is when a Leo really wants something, it is that emotional faith combo that really fuels that fire that allows them to go supernova and get what they want. So it's a double-edged sword like it always is. That said, on Monday, probably a chance of storms, breakdown. This is likely going to be somewhere where you had faith in something incorrectly, where you let yourself down, where you find out that you've done the same karmic pattern once again, but it is basically where emotionally you mishandled it. And it is probably a part of childhood, growing up, the whole thing. So Monday is a breakdown. Now the moon itself is in Virgo, so unfortunately at the same time you are probably blaming yourself. Self-esteem focus is where the moon in Virgo will be. Soul capital issues might be where the moon in Virgo will be. So you have to be careful not to be overly critical or slip into old self-confidence issues or whatnot, because emotions are filtered by Virgo. But remember, it's about inner faith. Somewhere you were in the wrong context. You gave faith in something you shouldn't have, you didn't do the research, or you didn't manage the emotions like you should have at the right time, and they have caught up with you. That's the other unfortunate part of being a Leo, is because emotions are harbored subconsciously. If you don't return to your subconscious, you just build and build and build, and eventually this emotional wave finds a way out through health, through arguments, whatever, okay? So Monday is a breakdown day, not fun. Tuesday, breakthrough. Mercury rules the day on Tuesday. I do think you're going to start to get to the head of what went wrong or why it is you were in the wrong context. Now, emotions might flare up. You can go either way. The moon crosses over Mars during the course of the day, which is going to be a big surge of like fire hitting fuel. And this is going to be in your soul capital. So you're either going to get very passionate about where you're going, or you're going to get very passionate about how you're not going. Okay? It's really up to you how you want to emotionally respond. And let us not forget, emotional response is part of exactly what you're learning right now. And do not forget, emotional response turns into subconscious programming, which means your emotional responses are subconscious most of the time. What am I getting at? Be careful of how you respond when the moon crosses Mars, and make sure you respond in a context or in a positive direction so you're not adding to tomorrow's disappointments. So Tuesday's a bit of a test, but not as bad, I think, of as Monday. On Wednesday, things even out for many reasons. Now, the moon moves into Libra on Wednesday. That's good for the planet. It does mean that all this emotion goes into your head, okay? And this is an area where Leos have been growing, hopefully, in the last 2 years. Saturn has been in Leo for a long time. On Wednesday, the moon is not just in Libra, but Saturn goes direct. So this means that Leos have come to a point where they must employ the right attitude. So not just the right emotional response, not just the right soul capital, but the right attitude. Those who follow the right attitude will be carried on a journey of getting on top of their mind, stepping into their messenger energy, networking with other people that are on their level, all if you intellectually follow the right path and be fair to yourself intellectually or fair to others intellectually. That's kind of what it is keeping the right balance of being objective, right? The fairness of it all. Most Leos not very objective, okay? That said, move forward on Wednesday. It's time to move forward on Wednesday, and the moon will cross Saturn at some point, which means there'll be a point where you have to get responsible. Your emotions, the moon hits Saturn, which means your mind will be emotionally pushed to maybe slip like it used to slip or feel like it used to feel, and your challenge is not to respond that way. All right, I'll be sending out a reminder with text for those watched over in GA. On Thursday, we are still dealing with thoughts and attitude. Moon in Libra, but it's away from Saturn, so you're probably pensive, you're probably introverted, or you're creative writing, or you're just off sculpting thoughts somewhere, but it's definitely a detached day in that sense. In the same sense, Neptune ruling day adds a total intuition point to the day. So if you channel, if you are a psychic, if you free handwrite, anything like that, Thursday is the day you want to do it because you're logged into your higher self and your emotions and thoughts and mind are working as one. Great day to journal, great day to see a therapist, great day to probably have a practitioner from Soulmart. Great day on Thursday for that, for you, not so much the other signs. The other interesting thing, Venus goes direct on Thursday. And this is, thank God, hallelujah. Sorry, I told you last week it went last Saturday. Nope, that was my wanting. The universe didn't respond. Turns out it's going live on Thursday. But Venus going direct, Venus in Gemini. This does mean that you're going to have a little bit of candy from the universe in the sense of you're going to see your social reputation moving forward. You might see some friends that come out and support you. Remember, you're going to be completely changing your context or how you see yourself in the world. And as a little caveat, Venus direct, I think, is going to make you start to see the signs of that and probably give you a little bit of hope, make you feel a little bit better. Certainly your friends or the public might start responding to the work you've been doing with that response with Venus retrograde all this time. So that's all good news on Thursday. Then comes Friday. Friday's a good day for many reasons. Now, it's going to be sunny, nesting, and resting for you on Friday. The moon is moving into Scorpio at this point and pulling your emotions down to your home, family, and foundation. So for Leos, Friday's a day where if you have not actually attended to your emotions, you could break down on Friday and feel like really like crap. That's because literally your emotions are returning home and they need nurturing. Or you might feel very strong, very centered, never like you had before. Part of that is this grand trine. We have a temporary soul pyramid on Friday that really adds to a shift. I'll tell you it's decision-making time, but before we get to that, the moon and the grand trine, I think, are worth speaking about. They go between the moon, the sun up in the subconscious, and over to Neptune, which is trying to get you intuitively to the right boundaries, okay? So what's really coming together here is, taking care of yourself, taking care of yourself. The sun going, okay, what does that mean about ending karma? And Neptune going, if you want to do that, draw your line here. So I think there's a real day at home. Maybe you want to call in sick, just tell your boss to watch my horoscope. But no, the point is that whatever this is, it leads to, I think, feeling this new faith. And the decision of the day, Saturn ruling the day, means you're going to step away from an old faith or an old structure. I think the soul pyramid gives you the new one, and therefore you have the strength to cut away from the old. Just my prediction on Friday. Then comes Saturn Day. Now, Saturday could be intense. If you have not taken care of yourself, if you've not had a chance to self-nurture, could have some showers on Saturday. That's because Mars rules the day. It's putting a lot of aggressive energy on what? Your emotions and subconscious. So you're not going to be patient anymore if you've done none of the soul work this week to identify your weeds or identify what you want to cut away from. If you have identified what you want to cut away from, you're going to feel empowered to take action, and you might be a little snappy. Now, the moon in Scorpio also says, hey, you got to take care of yourself and you got to nurture. So it really depends on the Leo. You could feel really centered and solid if you did the work, or you might need some more self-nurturing, or you might need to get off your astro and do something about your karma. It can go either way. I'm not committing to any particular response on Saturday. Sunday, though, I will commit to, it is going to be childlike for you. Sunny and childlike, I'm assuming for those who did their work. Sunny with a chance of total temper tantrum for those who didn't do their work. On Sunday, the moon moves into Sagittarius, bringing emotional awareness to your inner child. This is the heart of a Leo, okay? And so your heart will be enlightened, and you will feel that enlightenment. Hopefully you've done all the work, so it's time to play. It's also time to hold space. And one of the interesting qualities of Sunday that I really find fascinating is another temporary soul pyramid that literally runs from your heart, okay, with the moon in Sagittarius, up to Mercury in your sign, which is your thoughts and ego all coming together. So your personality, your ego, you're starting to feel your birthday, you're starting to feel the new you, you're feeling your heart, and Uranus up in Aries, which means it's a whole new day with religion. It's a whole new day brewing with what brings meaning and purpose into your life. And I think you're feeling this whole new day rainbow energy probably on Sunday. So if nothing else, just make it to Sunday. All right. That's all I have for this week, Your Majesty, but I will be back on Monday with more. Have a good week, and live, love, be.